for joining me. I'm Charlotte with Colorful Teaching for You, and today we're going to be talking about an engaging activity or icebreaker that we can use in our classroom to build connections within our students and between our students. So before I continue, since it's back to school time, if you would like some free resources for your class, check out the link that's associated with this video. It is for my free resource library. Now, you and I both know, if you're a teacher or homeschooling parent, you know how essential it is to build connections with our students. And the reason for that is because it really helps to build trust among students and among teachers and students. It also allows to have a sense of fun, and it creates a safe space for students. Beyond that, we also are able to build a space for social interaction and collaboration. So what I've found is most games are either pen to paper or they require kids to run around in close proximity. Given the circumstances, this is not the easiest thing to do right now. So instead, what we're doing is trying to get our students to social distance from each other. So I've taken not one, like I said in the beginning, but two, because I actually tried another game out today or a couple of days ago, and it worked out beautifully. So you get a bonus game today. The first game is something you've heard about, Find a Friend Who. So we're going to take that and adapt it. So instead of giving your students a paper while they're sitting down and then having them run around the classroom, what you're going to do instead is you're going to have them stand up and stand around the perimeter of your classroom. Okay, make sense? Once you do that, you're going to make sure that they remember about social distancing, or at least bubble space if you're in the primary grades. Then, instead of giving them the paper again, you are going to have the paper in front of you. Now, the adaptation here is you're not going to say, find a friend who. You're going to take the latter part and say, if you like watermelon, and then give them an action, because it's an icebreaker, not just an icebreaker, but it's also now a brain break. If you like watermelon, show me chomping, and then they'll start chomping. And you're going to get more and more obscure with these statements, and the kids are going to start giggling. Now, this doesn't matter if they're younger or older. You're just going to adapt the questions to the grade level. Okay? The second one is would you rather. Now, for this one, you're going to have your kids stand up, tuck their chairs in. No piece of paper in front of them. The paper is going to be, again, with you. And for this, instead of saying, would you rather, I don't know, play with a pencil or read a book or something like that, you're going to, and then they tell you what they want, and they raise their hand. Instead of doing that, you're going to have them moving. Again, I like brain breaks. So you might say, well, would you rather ride a camel, go here, or would you rather ride a horse, go there? And you're going to point in the direction that you want them to go so that you have them moving. But of course, because they're already behind their desks, they're going to be moving in between each other so that they're not touching too much. Okay, and you're going to remind them about that in advance. And as the game goes on, again, you're going to want to have some fun with it. So have them or ask them more and more funny questions. For example, would you rather do ballet with a flamingo? Go here. Or would you rather do hip hop with a lion or a tiger? Go there. And as you come up with funnier questions, they're going to start giggling and they're going to get into the game. Now, if you want questions already ready for you, I've got a back to school icebreaker. That's the link will be associated with this video. But I've got 3 things that you can do with this game to differentiate it. Number 1 is if you've got special learning needs or special needs in general, what you are going to do is prepare in advance and then use pictures instead, or you could use objects instead. Okay, and then instead of using your fingers to point, use the objects. Point in the direction of the point the object in the direction of where they need to go. That way, if you've got children, especially ELL children, they now know where they need to go because they are seeing the object in your hand. Make sense? The second thing you'll do is once they get to their destination, or once they do the activity or the exercise for, say, find a friend who, then ask them probing questions. And the reason you want to ask them probing questions that go more in depth is not only do you get to know your students and the other students get to know each other, but it helps them learn about conversational skills, right? So that's why we're going into a little bit more depth, but they don't know that you're doing that. And you can also use that on your lesson plan as part of your English or social studies or science curriculum. The third part is when you're doing this activity, instead of you taking charge every single time, the way to make it more fresh and to keep it exciting every time, and especially if you want to keep doing this activity, is to have your kids take charge. And as you get your statements get funnier and funnier, theirs will too, and you'll notice they'll take charge really quickly. So I want you to get more into it and then let them take ownership of the game. And as you do that, you can start to play this game not just once or twice randomly, but instead of trying to find new games every single day or every single week, because it's important to do these icebreakers every week, or every day for a week, or a month at least, to build those connections, you can refresh it over and over by having them take charge of the game. So I hope that helps you. If you have any questions, send me a message. And in the meantime, I will see you next week, same place, same time. We're going to go into literacy development next week. But I hope you remember to create, experience, and teach from the heart. And please, if this helped you, do share this with other teachers, because let's add some vibrancy to our classes. Yes? All right, thank you so much for joining me, and take care. Bye.